The phrase teamwork makes the dream work gets to be a cliche because in just about every instance you can think of, it rings true over and over and over again. Every organization benefits from good teamwork in the workplace. You just need to build it, which is easier said than done, unfortunately. Performing team building activities repeatedly won't develop the fundamentals of teamwork. They have their place, but you can't learn to meet deadlines and problem solve together on icebreakers alone. Teamwork requires connection, communication, trust, and collaboration. Traits strengthened when an organization makes an employee's development a priority. To help us do that, we turn to Workhuman CHXO, Kiana Schmiedel.
So look, if I were to say team building activities, I'm sure there are half of the folks out there who are going to roll their eyes, and then the other half of the folks who are going to lean in and go, I'm interested. And so to bridge that gap, I think when we talk about team building activities, we should first start with what are we trying to do? Are we trying to help people get to know each other? Are we trying to help people get to know how they like to work as individuals so that you can then figure out who brings what skill to the table and then work as a whole group, leveraging all of those skills? Depending on what it is, that should help you pick the activity. Typically, team building goes wrong when you've picked the right activity for the wrong thing that you're trying to do on the team. As you're thinking about team building in an organization, you should also think about the type of connection that you're looking for within your people. So yes, within intact teams, you absolutely want there to be really strong connections and bonds, but you also want a variety of strong and loose connections across the entire organization. And how you can do that is to think about, if you're in person in an office, what does the space look like that allows clusters of people to gather in places that are away from the desk? Or if you're talking about virtually, it could be, what are the planned and unplanned activities that kind of get people involved, whether that's informal things like on Slack or in Microsoft Teams, for instance, just kind of having those channels that allow people to share a funny story or some activity that they all like and have in common. It is really easy to lose sight of how much a simple check-in can matter, whether that's an informal text of, oh, I was just thinking of you, or if it's leveraging different modes of communication for the level of formality or informality of what that check-in is, right? I might send somebody an email if I was thinking about them, but in relation to a project that I'm hoping to make progress on and I would like to get them involved in. In that email, I'm going to check on them personally, check in on what their workload looks like, and then also check in on, are they interested in participating in this project with me? But maybe on Slack, I would just send a message to somebody that says, I was thinking of you, I saw this funny GIF, here it is. I mean, more likely, I'm just gonna send them the GIF and then say, why aren't you laughing yet? Are you busy right now? What are you doing? That's my way of checking in with people. And so when you have really great teamwork on a team, what you actually have is a lot of trust, a lot of open communication, and a lot of authentic back and forth around negotiating what it's like to be working in that moment with other people in a way that feels good, and when it doesn't feel good, what that feels like for them. And so in order to instill trust within teams, but broadly across an organization, I think you need to have open communication, right? I can't say that enough. It is so important for people to feel like they can share with you thoughts, feelings, ideas, because if they can't share with you their thoughts and they can't share with you their feelings, you're never going to get those great ideas that lead to the next big innovation. And at the same time, when you think about it from an individual basis, that certainly hurts. But then when you think about it from an entire team, then you're starting to scale the lack of innovation, the lack of insights, the lack of support to really move something forward. And now you've got a bigger challenge. What you're really looking for once you have this team together is that they're all going to collaborate well toward that end goal. And so that means that you need to start out with defining what are the roles on the team. One of the things that just wreaks havoc on teams is not having role clarity. And I don't mean micromanaging people, I mean broadly saying, what is your lane? What are the other lanes on the team? And if you think about it like driving down a highway, then it makes it much easier for me to know I should be able to go 70 miles an hour down the highway in my lane. But if I'm going to switch lanes, I need to tap somebody and let them know, hey, I'm coming into this lane, and here's why I think I should be in this lane. It just allows for a lot better flow when people have clarity of what's their role. It also allows for them to have a lot more onus and accountability because they know what they are responsible for. Organizations are made up of people. People form teams in order to move big boulders, make work more fun, but also to achieve their goals. And so if you're not investing in teams and team building and really helping people to feel empowered to do things together, then you're not investing in your people in a way that is going to see your business thrive.